Good morning. I'm Connie Foote with Foote Title Group. How are you guys doing today? At Foote Title Group, we know how overwhelming the home buying process can be, and it is our mission to make sure that you have all the information you need to get through that home buying process simply. We make sure that you're kept in the loop every step of the way. We make sure you understand everything that you're dealing with, and we make sure that you and your home are protected when you walk away from that closing table with your keys. So we've talked several times about solar panels and how they affect your ownership, and I just wanted to go back and talk about a few more pieces of that because it's such a popular hot topic right now. The free solar panel project is such a great program because it allows homeowners to be able to put solar panels on their house, save money on energy, and a lot of the companies are doing it at no out-of-pocket cost to you. And that is a fantastic program because you're helping the environment, you're helping yourself save money, and you're helping all of us preserve some of our natural resources, which is amazing that we can do that. And the regular homeowner can do that for free without having to go out and get a loan to buy those really expensive panels. So first, let me say thanks so much for tuning in. If you're tuning in, please check in with me and say, hey, I'd love to know that you're on. And also, if you're watching a replay, feel free to pop me any questions through the replay. Thanks so much for tuning in through the replay as well. So as I said, I'm Connie Foote with Foote Title Group, where we handle the home closing process. And we see all kinds of things, particularly in the Maryland market that we're working in right now, with respect to these solar panels. In the Virginia market, we're starting to see some of that come in, but in the Southern Maryland market particularly, it's becoming very, very common. So I wanted to talk about it for a minute because, remember the old adage that says, something for free, there has to be a catch. Nothing is for free, and there's always some way that happens. So use your logical sense, and of course there's a way that they make you able to be able to get those solar panels on your home for free. Sorry, my tongue's a little tied this morning apparently. So the free solar panel project is in fact doesn't cost you a dime to put them on your home. The solar companies ask that you or require that you sign a agreement agreeing to pay for those solar panels, lease them monthly. And what happens is you lease them from the solar company at a price cheaper than you would pay for the electric. So that's how you save some money because the solar service is a whole lot cheaper to use because it stores the energy and your home can use that at a whole lot cheaper price. But the way the solar company is able to do it for free for you is they actually lease you the panels and you sign a lease agreement. Now, how does this affect your home ownership? That sounds a little crazy, and yeah, you're going to sign a lease agreement. Yeah, these things are going to be in your home, but what happens? Well, what happens is that lease agreement is recorded in the land records, securing the lease agreement against your home. And that matters because if you ever decide to refinance or sell your home, then you're going to have to address that UCC lease agreement, financing agreement with the solar company. And it affects you in a lot of different ways. It's not a bad thing, it's just a piece that needs to be addressed. So if you're going to refinance your home, the way I want to explain it to you easiest is if you're doing anything with your home, once that lease agreement is recorded, that lease agreement can supersede or become more important than any mortgage or a deed or anything that is filed after it. And so the new mortgage company for the new buyer or for yourself if you're refinancing doesn't want another finance or a lease or mortgage to be more important than them because they're loaning you a lot of money and they want to make sure that if you don't pay that money back, they can sell your home and they can be in first place to get any money that they're due first. So a lease agreement with a solar company is not going to be the lender's not going to allow that to be in first place in front of them. Good morning, Terry. Thanks for tuning in. Good to see you again. So the solar panels are a fabulous idea, but the thing is that recorded lease agreement can affect your ability to be able to sell or refinance your home. It's not something that can't be addressed. It's just another step that's going to have to be taken. So the reason I bring this up again is because it's such a hot topic right now that so many people are looking at these free solar panels, and there's a lot of pieces that can go into play. This past week we had a situation where seller who was selling their home had signed a lease agreement to put the solar panels on their home. The solar panels were never put on their home because it's such a hot topic right now. They are a little bit behind in getting them installed. Well, in the meantime, the seller decided to sell their home, and the buyer purchasing the home had no idea that the solar panels were part of the project because they're not on the home. And the seller just assumed, since they never got on the home, that, you know, it was nothing that they had to worry about. Well, they signed the lease agreement either way, and it was recorded. And so now we had to work with the solar panel company to get that straightened away. And it took a little bit of a process because the part of their company that handles, that department that handles those solar panel transfer agreements and lease agreements wasn't sure why. They don't know that the panels weren't put on the home, so they weren't really sure exactly what those steps are. That was the first time that it happened to them, because it happened very quickly between when the agreement was signed, a couple of months, but still, you know, fairly quickly from when that was signed to when the seller wanted to sell their home. So that was something that had to be addressed. We had to get that released, and we actually have a closing that's being a little held up because of that release, because the solar panel company didn't know exactly what was going on. The department that we had to work with to get that release had to go deal with another department and find out, why do we have to release this when we don't even have panels on there? So, so once it's recorded, whether the panels are on there or not, we had to work on getting it released. You know, a lot of the solar companies, the salespeople, I've been talking with a friend of a friend, Lindsay Welsh, who is a newer sales agent for one of the local solar companies, and we've been talking at length about how the solar panels affect the ownership, and you know, the great program that it is, just making sure that the consumers are aware of what they're signing and how it will affect when they actually want to sell or refinance or do something additional with their home. That ownership has a recorded lease agreement. It's called a UCC financing statement that needs to be addressed. And so actually we're working on getting in to talk to the sales reps at one of the local solar companies to explain to them so they can talk to the consumers directly. You know, that this is what we do. They're free panels, but this is how that security is protected, because we're putting a lot of money on the top of your home for free. And so we want to make sure that that investment is protected. The other thing is, in most cases that we've seen, those solar agreements are for 20 years. And so for 20 years, you are agreeing to take care of and maintain and pay for those solar panels. So if for some reason something changes in your circumstances, say for example, you had solar panels in your home, you ended up having to replace your roof, not because of the solar panels, but because, let's say, maybe there was storm damage or something like that. Those solar panels came off, you put a new roof back on, you got to put those panels back on, and you have to pay that agreement because you agreed to it for 20 years. So there's a lot of little pieces that go into this. And remember, this is your ownership. So when you do that, nothing worth having comes free. There is some trade in order to get something for free. So those free solar panels are a great program. Just make sure you know exactly what you're doing, and make sure that you're aware when you want to go sell that property or refinance your property or do any additional secondary financing, that you understand that there is a lease agreement or a UCC financing statement recorded against your property that needs to be addressed and needs to be taken care of to make sure that everybody's security interest is protected. So hopefully that gave you a little bit of insight. We're working with, like I said, one of the local solar companies. We're working with them to try to get in and talk to their sales reps so that they can talk to the consumers a little bit better about what all this information means. So I hope that helped you just a little bit with some information today. I love helping you with information. If there's any questions you have about home ownership that I can help with, I would love to either be the resource to help you get that information or make sure that I get you to the right spot so you can get the best information for yourself. So thanks so much for tuning in this morning. Hope you enjoyed my little tidbits about solar information and how the solar panel agreements can affect your ownership. And I look forward to talking to you again soon. Remember that you have the right to choose who handles your home closing, and it's so very important that you pick that. You take a lot of time to pick the right house and the right mortgage. Make sure that you pick the right company that will protect your home ownership so that after you walk away from that closing table, no one can take away that home from you. I'm Connie Foote with Foote Title Group, because we want to make sure that the home closing process is the simple part. Have a great day, everybody, and thanks so much for tuning in. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.